In this clip, we're going to have a look, an introductory look at ratio and proportion. Now, the way I like to see it in my mind is a ratio is a comparison between two or more parts. So let me give you an example. Let's say I want to paint a room in my house, and I want to paint it pale blue. So I need some white paint, and I need some blue paint, and I'm going to mix it in the ratio of 3:1. So that means three parts of white paint and 1 part of blue paint, and that'll give me my colour, my ideal colour for my room in my house. Now I think, okay, what measures am I going to use? Well, I'm struggling a bit. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a cup. So I'll have 3 cups of white and 1 cup of blue. And that'll give me my ideal colour. But then I work out, hang on a second, I'm going to keep mixing this paint forever. So I want to mix a bigger tub rather than just using 3 cups and 1 cup. Now I've got to be careful here, because I think, okay, I tell you what I'll do. I'll make that. Let's make it easy. I'm going to put 30 cups of white paint in. Now I've got to be careful, haven't I? Because I need to keep the ratio the same. Otherwise, I'm going to end up with a different shade of blue, which is going to cause me a problem, of course. So all I'm doing is I'm scaling here. I'm saying if I increase the white by 10 times to keep the ratio the same, and we'll talk about proportion in a minute, but I need to do the same over here, don't I? So this time, if I want the same colour, if I use 30 cups of white paint, I've got to use 10 cups of blue paint. Right, okay. Now that's the basic scaling of ratio. And you can also see from that you can simplify a ratio. So if I said to you, I've got a ratio of 9:6, can you simplify that? And it's a bit like the way we do it with fractions. You look for a common denominator and you say, yeah, the ratio could be simplified to 3:2. So going back to my analogy of painting, if I chose to mix paint in a ratio of 9:6, but then thought I don't need as much paint now, so I'm going to do it as 3:2, I would get exactly the same colour because I've maintained the ratio. 3 parts to 2 parts, in other words, is the same as 9 parts to 6 parts. Okay, now let's go back and look at another aspect that we can pull out of this, and we're now going to talk about proportion. So the next thing I want us to notice, going back to our painting analogy, I've got 3 parts white, 1 part blue. So how many parts have I got altogether? I've actually got 4 parts. Now, another word for proportion that I think is helpful for us is really just to think about using the word fraction. So if I said to you, okay, I've now mixed my paint. Okay, so there it is, I've got 4 parts. I've mixed it. What fraction of blue paint and what fraction of white paint have I got in my mixed product? Well, you can see straight away. White accounts for 3. Because there are 4 parts, it tells me that the proportion of white is 3/4 and the proportion of blue is 1/4. Okay, now we can use this information to help us in another sort of common type ratio problem. So it might be something like this. I have got 28 pounds and I'm going to distribute it between 2 charities, and I'm going to distribute it in the ratio of 4:3. Charity A and charity B. So A, B, and that's the ratio. Now, how much is each charity going to receive? Well, the first thing we've got to do is remember what we looked at a minute ago. How many parts are there altogether? There are 7. There are 7 parts, I call them. Right, now then, we can also say that those 7 parts account for £28, don't they? Okay? 4 of them are going to be given to A and 3 to B. Now, the first thing I need to do is say, well, what's 1 part worth? Well, you can see here, can't we? It's a bit like solving an equation. 1 part, therefore, has got to be 28 divided by 7. So, therefore, 1 part is £4. Now, that's really powerful because now I use that information to go back up here and say, okay, I'm distributing it in the ratio of 4 to 3. So that charity gets 4 parts, that charity gets 3 parts, so therefore we would say charity A is going to get £16 and charity B is going to get £12. And if we add them together, of course, it should take us back to where we started, which it does, which is £28. And that's it.